but they're really they're hurting big time as well.
It's been a tough year for New England farmers like Bill Clark. The land he owns and farms in Danvers, Massachusetts, the Clark family has owned since 1728. That's 48 years before our country was a country.
And this is what used to be called Salem Village, one of the oldest agricultural areas in the country.
So with that history as a guide, Bill intimately knows the land off which he makes a living.
I hate to see these things go away, you know?
And he knows the weather history there, too.
I haven't dealt with a drought like this since my father ran the farm back in the 1960s. And we had a 5-year period back then when it was pretty dry. And at that time, he really encouraged me to be aware of how severe the water problems could be, and we've really suffered it this year.
Learning from his father, Bill disconnected from the local water supply and has solely relied on several wells for the last 5 years. But don't think those wells brought a flood of help this year. It hasn't rained since early June at Clark Farm.
Lettuce basically got devastated. I had 3 or 4 really good fields of lettuce early in the spring, and then starting around early July, they started to dry up really fast.
Bill tells me, though some of these plants look healthy, many of them are not. They're malnourished, they're not getting the water and nutrients they need, and many of them are unharvestable. And probably the easiest way to see this farm is having a problem is by looking at this incredibly dry dirt. One thing Bill reminds us about farming, typically loans help a farmer start each year's crop. And when they harvest, it's their annual payday. So when they have a serious drought, many can't pay back those loans and payday begins to diminish.
A lot of my friends are in really deep trouble. One of them defaulted on a major loan that he had to farm credit, and he's worried about his farm, losing his farm. This extreme dry weather is something that we've been worried about with global warming and stuff like that, and it's going to be one of the effects of even a few degrees warmer in the temperature and climate.
In Danvers, Massachusetts, Justin Michaels, The Weather Channel.